Good morning, everyone. Various life processes that you have studied earlier help organisms to survive. There is yet another important process that does not help an organism in its own survival but is essential for the continuation of its own kind in nature. This ability of living organisms to produce new living beings similar to themselves is called reproduction. This process helps all organisms to increase in number by producing young ones of their own kind. Organisms are able to multiply only by reproduction. An organism of one species can never produce an organism of another species. In this way, each species continues itself by replacing its dead members with new offspring. Today, in chapter 14, Multiplication in Plants, we will learn different modes of reproduction in plants, understand sexual reproduction in flowering plants, study formation of fruit and germination of seed. Plants exhibit two types of reproduction, namely asexual and sexual. In addition, some plants multiply by vegetative reproduction. Asexual reproduction. It involves simple division of the plant body into two or more plants or the formation of spores under unfavorable conditions. Vegetative reproduction. It is also a type of asexual reproduction in which a cell, tissue, or a part of plant body develops into a new organism. It is called vegetative propagation. Sexual reproduction. It takes place by the formation of gametes. In this case, two parents are needed to give rise to a new individual. In asexual reproduction, a single organism is able to reproduce on its own. Common forms of asexual reproduction are binary fission, budding, fragmentation, and spore formation. Binary fission. It is the process of asexual reproduction in which an individual divides into two or more new individuals. It is seen in bacteria. Budding. Microscopic organisms such as yeast reproduce asexually by budding. In this process, a small bulb-like projection comes out from the parent cell. It is called bud. The bud gradually grows and detaches from parent cell and grows into a new yeast cell. Fragmentation is another form of asexual reproduction. It is commonly found in algae. In algae, the adult organism just break into two or more fragments. Each of these fragments grow up into a new organism. It is found in commonly Spirogyra. Spore formation. This is the most common method of asexual reproduction in most of the fungi and bacteria. The spores are asexual reproductive bodies. Each spore is surrounded by a hard protective coat and can withstand unfavorable conditions such as high temperature and drought. Under favorable condition, it germinates and develops into a new individual, commonly seen in bread mold, etc. Vegetative propagation or reproduction. When reproduction takes place only from vegetative parts of a plant, root, stem, leaf, it is known as vegetative propagation. This type of reproduction is possible because these parts of the plant contain meristematic tissues which are capable of growing. It is a type of asexual reproduction. Natural methods of vegetative propagation. Vegetative propagation by modified roots. Roots help in vegetative propagation. For example, sweet potato, carrot, and dahlia give rise to new plants from their fleshy roots. By stems. The underground and subaerial stems are specially modified for vegetative propagation. Underground stems are modified for storage of food. These underground stems produce several new plants from their buds. Modified stems like tuber, bulb, rhizome, and corm help the plants to multiply. Subaerial stems in grasses, mint, oxalis, and strawberry. Vegetative propagation occurs by subaerial stem. In them, roots and aerial branches arise from nodes forming the new plants. By leaves. Vegetative propagation by leaves can be seen in very few plants like Bryophyllum and Begonia. In these plants, buds are produced on leaf margins, which are called adventitious buds. These buds, after falling on the ground, grow into new plants. Artificial methods of vegetative propagation. The process of growing new plants using man-made methods is known as artificial propagation. Some artificial methods are cutting, grafting, layering, and tissue culture. Cutting. In this method, a healthy young branch of a plant having leaf buds is cut off and planted in moist soil. In due course, that branch develops roots and grows into a new plant. Bougainvillea and sugarcane are examples. Grafting. In this process, a detached part of one plant is inserted into the stem or the root system of another plant. The short piece of detached shoot containing several buds is called scion. The lower portion of the plant that is fixed to the soil by its root system is called stalk. The scion is cut and placed face to face with stalk. The scion and stalk are then firmly tied together. In few days, they establish vascular connection with each other. Mango, guava, apple, pear are common example of this method. Layering. In this method, a young branch is bent towards the ground and covered with moist soil. After some days, new roots develop from the covered part which is in contact with the soil. It is found in cherry, jasmine, grapevine, etc. Tissue culture. In this method, a piece of tissue is cut from the plant and kept in a nutrient medium under controlled condition. This tissue grows into a mass of cell called callus. Small pieces of callus are put in a different nutrient medium which makes them develop into new plantlets. These plantlets are then transferred to the moist soil for further growth. Plants like orchids, chrysanthemum and asparagus are grown by this method. Sexual reproduction. This is the most common method of reproduction found in most of the plants. For sexual reproduction to occur, two parents, one male and other female are required. In this method of reproduction, male and female gametes fuse together to form a zygote. The zygote changes over a period of time to form new organisms. In sexual reproduction, new plants are obtained from seeds. Flowers are the reproductive organs of the plant. The main function of the flower is sexual reproduction. A normal flower consists of four whorls, namely sepals, petals, stamens, and pistil. Stamen is the male reproductive part of flower. Each stamen consists of a thin stalk called filament and a two-lobed head called anther. Anther contains pollen grains which produce male gametes. The pistil or gynoecium is the female reproductive part of the flower. Each pistil consists of stigma, style, and ovary. The ovary contains one or more ovules. The female gamete or egg is formed in an ovule. Mechanism of sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction in plants involves the following steps: pollination, followed by fertilization. After fertilization, formation of seeds and fruit take place, and then germination of seed take place. Pollination. It is the process by which pollen grains from the anther of a flower are transferred to the stigma of the same flower or another flower. There are two types of pollination: self-pollination or autogamy. It is the process of transfer of pollen from anther to the stigma of the same flower or to the stigma of another flower of the same plant. Cross-pollination or allogamy. It is the process of transfer of pollen grain from the anther of a flower to the stigma of a flower of another plant of the same species or sometimes of very closely related species. Pollination in flowers of land plants is normally carried out by insects and wind. Some flowers are also pollinated to a limited extent by animals. In some water plants, pollination may be carried out by water. In all the methods, flowers have different specific features for the pollination. After successful pollination, the stigma secretes nutrients for the lodged pollen grains. The pollen grains absorb these nutrients and grow to form a thin tube called pollen tube. This tube passes through the stigma and down the style. It grows until it reaches the ovule and enters inside it. The pollen tube contains two male gametes at its tip. After reaching the ovule, it releases the male gametes, one of which fuses with egg to form the zygote. This process of fusion of a male gamete with a female gamete is called fertilization. The zygote develops into an embryo. Fruit and seed formation. After fertilization, the following changes occur in the flower. Embryo has two parts, the shoot forming part called plumule and root forming part called radicle. The ovary grows into a fruit and other parts of the flower fall off. The ovules develop into seeds. The seed contain an embryo enclosed in a protective seed coat. Seed dispersal. We know that plants cannot move from place to place like animals. If there is no means of carrying away their fruits and seeds, they are likely to fall on the ground underneath the plant. This may prevent expansion of the plant species by creating competition for space, water, and light for the young growing plants. To overcome this condition, the fruits and seeds are usually carried away normally by wind, water, and animals, or by other own dispersal mechanisms such as fruit explosion. Now, at last, we will learn differences between sexual and asexual reproduction. In sexual reproduction, two parents, male and female, are involved, while in asexual reproduction, only one parent is involved. In sexual reproduction, fusion of male and female gametes take place, while in asexual reproduction, no gametes are produced. In sexual reproduction, parents and offsprings are not identical. In asexual reproduction, parents and offsprings are identical. Sexual reproduction is a slow process, while asexual reproduction is a faster process. In sexual reproduction, variation is present in the same species, while in asexual reproduction, no variation is present.